Today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was back in his home state of Kansas. He said he's sticking with that job and not running for the U.S. Senate. KCTV5's Caroline Sweeney was the only local reporter to talk one-on-one with Pompeo about a number of issues, including the trade war with China.
When Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was on stage here at McCain Auditorium today, he quoted Eleanor Roosevelt, saying human rights start in small places. But when we sat down with him, we wanted to know about bigger global issues.
We came into office with China treating Americans and Kansans very poorly, and we're aiming to fix it.
Worries from America's heartland stretch across the country all the way to China. And Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says he hears the concerns.
For 25 years, we've had lower farm prices because the Chinese market, 1 billion plus people, wasn't open to Kansas ag or Kansas manufacturing or Kansas service providers as well. That's not right. So we got to fix it. We're going to fix it as quickly as we can.
Just this week, the Dairy Council announced nearly 3,000 dairy farms closed in 2018. The American Farm Bureau says bankruptcies are up by 13% since last year. Pompeo sees things differently, even when pressed.
But how do we get there when we're hearing from farmers every day who are watching their soybeans and their corn sit outside of the grain elevators, having to be covered by tarps because there's so much they can't sell it?
I've talked to a lot of farmers. A lot of farmers are still doing well. This is an economy that's continuing to grow. I've seen the great jobs numbers. This is an economy that is thriving.
For Pompeo, the president's administration is working to keep farmers going despite the issues with China.
I'm confident that we'll get to a good place, but it's important. A deal that's a bad deal for Kansans is something President Trump will never accept.
But after a wet spring, natural disasters, low prices, and crop disease, farmers could be facing an uphill climb for the harvest. In Manhattan, Kansas, Caroline Sweeney, KCTV5 News.